I tried calling you earlier, honey.
Yeah, my phone was off because my phone was dead. I have another phone. It's on my phone with it.
I was going to ask if you. I'm going to tell you that I have a green minivan. If you want to go behind one of the piles.
Oh, geez. Well, but Daddy, I have a question for you about down here.
Hmm?
Now that you're here, I have a question for you down here. Will you sit down for a minute so I can approach it?
1 second, I'm on the live show here.
Fine. Oh.
Oh Jesus! I should have muted you before I started the theme song. I, all right, let me get this going. Hold on. I should have muted you because of the cacarooning going on in the background.
Yeah, and my wife, she's cleaning my office right now.
Oh yeah, the theme song was fucked. Anyway.
Oh well, the world will still go around.
Yeah, well, you live and learn. I have to remember to mute before I start the theme song. Anyway, very good looking baklava from the Turkish restaurant. All you people out there that are going to watch the rerun of the show will see the baklava. And let's see. I want to start by saying.
Wait a minute, you can't start till you blow me in with the whistle there from New.
Oh, that's right, the bosun.
Otherwise, it's not official.
The Commodore Jeff Zambello has been piped aboard, and now I got the Quahog picking up the Fruta de Mar. The Fruta de Mar. All hands on deck. So how has this past week been with your training?
Wow. Excellent. No, it's been very good. Getting ready for World Cup in September, and I've been teaching a lot. I spent 5 hours yesterday teaching one of the engineers at my company about circular torque training and all the body flow movements on the floor. Like, we didn't even train with weights till about 3 hours into it. And he's trying to rehabilitate his shoulder, so I helped him with that. So it was very, very, very good.
Yeah. Well, rehabilitation with circular training has to be done in a way where it's not too repetitive, because then there's injury from something being repetitive, like carpal tunnel syndrome, tennis elbow, or
bone chips in the elbow from lifting a mace too heavy. But
yeah, baseball pitchers that throw too many fastballs, they get the
Tommy John.
Yeah, they have to get Tommy John surgery, the rotator cuff. I don't know if these trainers on the baseball teams are properly stretching the players, because the approach they're using for Giancarlo Stan is that they have a hunch that he's getting injured too often because he's he's training for muscle mass, and when you're muscle bound, you get tweaked here and there. You know, you're prone to certain injuries. So they're trying to have him train, I believe, higher volume to get him toned and tight and leaner, or trying to take a different approach. We'll see. We'll see if somebody's injury prone compared to everyone else. That could be a red flag, but then again, it could be the incompetence of the trainers. You know, these guys have got to get these guys on the field stretching.
I know.
You know, just and except with the pitching, you can't throw too many, lightning fastballs. Too many. It's gonna put wear and tear. You know, they got to break it up. Throw a cutter, a slider, splitter, whatever. They got to break it up. But anyway, you got to stretch, and you're teaching the technique first, the proper technique of circular torque training before they start getting into progression in terms of raising the weight of the club, because these guys that twirl 1 or 2 pound friggin' Indian clubs, that gets too light very quickly.
Yep.
The challenge is lost, and then I think they go up to 5 pounds. You know, regular Indian clubs goes up to 5 pounds. Oh, so anyway, I want to read something. I want to read something that's very important about food toxicity in regards to lectins. People don't realize, well, first of all, like I said in the past, lectins are a defense system that plants have to keep animals from eating them.
Like eggplants and tomatoes and
Right, the nightshade family, potato skins, almond skins, tomato skins. That's why the Italians peel their tomatoes. And now I know why. They blanch them and they peel them. High in toxic lectins, eggplant skin. It's really the skin. Now, the thing is that once you remove the skin, then the lectins are gone. Now, beans have to be soaked overnight and then rinsed well. And then as you cook them, they become lectin free or
right. The lectins break down.
Right. Now the lectins, getting back to potatoes, I prepared dinner. I made fish cakes from mackerel, and
Yum.
it was very good. And I took one of those big, giant, long Idaho potatoes, which I happen to think the flavor's nice. And
But not Idaho recycled wood.
no, not that guy, the veteran-owned company. No, I peeled the skin off, especially after I read that article about lectins being very high in the skin. So I peeled it, and after I steamed it in my big Chinese steam pot, I split it down the middle. I put extra virgin olive oil and Himalayan pink salt. And when you peel it, not only do they taste better as a potato, but you can smash it and create homemade mashed potato.
Wow.
Well, now, getting back to something else, I want to bring this up because I don't want people to get the idea that sweet potatoes and yams are potatoes. They're not. Let me see if this appears. There we go. They're not potatoes, and they have no lectins. That's the great thing about them.
Hmm.
It says here, are sweet potatoes high or low in lectins? All right, here we go. Okay, no, sweet potatoes are not high in lectins, and here at Lectin Foods Base, we consider sweet potatoes safe to eat on a lectin-free diet. Now, I just want people to know that lectins, the first thing that it does to your body that's bad is it creates severe inflammation,
Yep.
which attracts many degenerative diseases, and it greatly increases your chance of getting an autoimmune disease, which is pretty serious.
Because it affects all the, what do you call it? Those little twirly things in your stomach.
Oh, the microbiome, the probiotic.
Yes.
Yes, the microbiome, and I'm gonna get to that because I had a nice long conversation with my gastroenterologist after he did a colonoscopy. I did well, and then I went back for a consultation, and he agreed wholeheartedly on what I had learned from studying it. Now it says here, warning: sweet potatoes are not the same as potatoes. Potatoes are considered high in lectins and are part of the nightshade family. Okay, what types of sweet potatoes are safe to eat on a lectin diet? There are many types of sweet potatoes, including purple, garnet, and the one we all know and love, the common deep orange colored variety. In our experience and knowledge, all of these varieties are safe to eat on a lectin-free diet. There are tons of foods that pair well with sweet potatoes. You're damn right. And they are a fantastic carb addition. Not only that, they're very nutrient dense and high in fiber. Lectins in sweet potatoes compared to in potatoes. Okay. While sweet potatoes and potatoes are both root vegetables, potatoes are nightshades and sweet potatoes are not. Okay, they already said that. Potatoes are a nightshade in the Solanaceae family. Other nightshades includes peppers,
Oh.
tomatoes, and eggplant. Now, if you remove the seeds of the peppers, that really greatly reduces the lectins. Sweet potatoes, however, are in the Convolvulaceae family.
The
Almost
vulva family?
sounds like the vulva. Yeah, as it is a yam or a sweet potato. Yams are commonly called sweet potatoes and vice versa. However, are the different species as well. They are typically very similar in appearance, and yams are also often a deep orange color. They taste very similar as well and are also considered safe to eat on a lectin-free diet. The short and sweet of it is that potatoes are not considered a low lectin food, whereas sweet potatoes are considered low in lectins and safe to eat. All right, here we're going to get to cut to the chase. Benefits of eating sweet potatoes. Great source of vitamin A, which would be beta carotene. Let's see. Vitamin A is extremely important. Everyone knows. I'm just speed reading. Let's see. If you're going to use butter or coconut oil, use organic or grass-fed cows. Butter from grass-fed cows, which has natural vitamin A. Let's see. They're a healthy alternative to bread or other carbs and are quite low in calories. Okay. Complex carbs. They contain manganese, B vitamins, a lot of high minerals, antioxidants. Furthermore, they contain large amounts of potassium that rival even bananas. It's estimated that 1 cup of sweet potato has twice as much potassium as a single medium-sized banana. Now the purple ones are even more nutritious in terms of antioxidant power because of the purple color. The pigmentation of any brightly colored fruit and vegetable is a strong antioxidant. And they didn't mention fiber, which it does. It is high in fiber, so it is an excellent complex carbohydrate source, and it gives you a vast amount of nutrition. And this is why back in the day when I used to have a juice extractor, I didn't have a good one. I had a cheap one, but
Was it by Jake? By Jake? Body by Jake?
it
That carnival huckster.
yeah, Jake Seinfeld and would have Ron Pope. He died though. The late Ron Popeil.
His products weren't that bad.
Yeah, well, my sister had the Showtime rotisserie grill, and it smoked the whole house. The
Oh, jeez.
fire alarm went off, the smoke alarms went off, and everything. But what was I saying about? I lost my train of thought. Like Frank Costanza used to say, I lost my train of thought. That's what happens when I digress. Yeah, so the anyway, when I had the juice extractor, I read about sweet potatoes, and I said, you know what? They taste fantastic. They taste great, rather. They're very high in nutritional density.
Yeah.
Let me juice raw sweet potato, and I cut it up and
Yeah.
I juiced it, and you know what? It made an outstanding juice because when you use a good juice extractor, the nutrients in the fruits and veggies become cell available. They go right into your bloodstream and are very easily.
Especially if you chew it in your mouth, the juice you chew, so it gets your saliva and it helps get in the bloodstream right from then.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned saliva because.
And if you put it under your tongue, you chew it, it gets even better.
Yeah, well, that's sublingual. Now the saliva is the very first.
Jack LaLanne taught me that.
It's the very first process in digestion because saliva has certain enzymes that prepare the food before they enter the stomach. And, and the stomach has hydrochloric acid. So it prepares the food, it gets it ready, breaks it down between chewing, and not just chewing, but the enzymes in the saliva with the chewing prepares the food. So you made a very good point about juice. Fresh juice has live enzymes. The pasteurized juice in the supermarket has no enzymes because the pasteurization kills the enzymes. Now, we cannot digest fiber, but fiber is crucial for our health because our microbiome, the probiotics, they feed on fiber. They eat fiber. So fiber is a prebiotic to feed and stimulate the production and reproduction of the microbiome, the probiotics. So fiber is this really a crucial thing.
So now, don't take antibiotics.
Well, antibiotics will kill your microbiome, but that's why the doctor doesn't want you to take antibiotics too long. You're supposed to take like one bottle until the illness subsides.
Yeah.
And then you cease. Ronnie S. from Clearwater, Florida. Happy Sunday to you. He says, happy Sunday to James and the Commodore. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. We do sports talk here too. I know Ronnie's in.
Well, I'm getting ready for that. I already have a couple items I'm going to talk to you about.
Yeah, Ronnie S. is into sports talk. Okay, now you have the floor with your topics.
So anyways, first topic, I read today that Zach Wilson, the young quarter, he's in his third year with the Jets.
Yeah.
He's to be traded immediately as the season ends, which will probably be today. But and then I learned today that the New York Jets never build up a rookie quarterback for future success. That's why the New York Jets always like to get these veteran quarterbacks. But you saw what happened to Sam Darnold when he was a rookie quarterback. You saw what happened to Mark Sanchez. He failed. And now Zach Wilson, the rookie quarterback, he's failing because the coaches or the management on the Jets never build up these young quarterbacks.
Now, do you see a similarity in just Jets general management with Brian Cashman of the Yankees?
Well, what I'm going to look up right now is I'm pissed off. I love the Martian, Dominguez, right? Jason Dominguez. I pray to God he did not get traded to the the Miami Marlins. I think he friggin' did. 1 second. I got to look it up.
That would be
that bastard.
That would be a tremendously huge.
Brian Cashman. Because that's the future of the success. Just like Volpe and all those other young guys. Like, you got to keep those guys around.
You got to keep the young blood, just like with politics. Just like with politics in Washington D.C., you got to bring young blood.
Dominguez.
Now they said he will be ready for spring training.
Right.
That's what they said.
Let me see. Martian.
Jason with 2 S's.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got him up. I just want to see if he's traded. No, thank God.
Well,
news.
Because in the 4 game in the several games that he played at the end of the season, he amazed everybody, you know, and
Amazing.
Yeah, and now this guy Juan Soto is a left-handed batter, and
his first up at bat was against Justin Verlander, the future Hall of Famer, and he hit a home run. He hit a two-run homer.
One of the home runs went to opposite field.
Right.
Jason Dominguez, yeah, opposite field home run. So for a guy batting lefty, I mean, he's a switch hitter, but he might be better left-handed than right-handed. So for him to hit an opposite field home run, that takes power. That takes power to hit opposite field.
Then do you remember he stole home base?
No, I didn't know that. What he
stole home. He's
got good speed, Dominguez. I know Volpe is very good at stealing bases. He is. He did over 20 stolen bases and over 20 and about 20 home runs. 20.
I'll tell you something. If Brian Cashman ever trades Volpe in the next couple of years, he'll get mugged as soon as he gets into his car in the Bronx.
He'll regret it. Volpe won. I think he won as
Golden Glove.
He won a Golden Glove. He won. Did he win Rookie of the Year? I'm not sure.
That's a good question. Hold on. ALS.
Anthony Volpe.
Rookie of the Year 2023. Hold on. Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles. I remember that. The Orioles.
Yeah,
Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah, Gunnar had a really good year. He was one of their top stars, and the Orioles were on fire for a while. But you know, Volpe, he's a rookie. I mean, he played 1 season, but he wasn't in AAA for a long time, really. I mean, so his developmental period wasn't as long as it's normally required, but they took a chance on him because he was on fire in AAA. So they brought him in.
Barbara, do me a favor, close
Yeah.
that door.
Yeah, he was on. I mean, he definitely is he's very humble where he's open for advice. He's not arrogant and has an attitude, well, I'm going to do it my way. You know what I mean? He's very open to advice, and
the older players like him. Like the older players try to mentor him.
yeah.
But Sean Casey tried to work with him, the hitting coach. But Sean Casey resigned from being the New York Yankees hitting coach. So I hope they get a new hitting coach.
I hope so.
That's good. That's a good one.
Now,
younger players.
Now another man that's going to be starting with AAA, who is the same size as Aaron Judge, is Spencer Jones. And Spencer Jones is a left-handed 6'7" player, and he has power, and he's doing very well in the farm team. And he's he hired the same private hitting coach that Aaron Judge hired. Aaron Judge uses an outside hitting coach. Hitting instructor. Yeah, he pays for this other guy they call the teacher. He's like a very well known batting instructor, and Aaron Judge doesn't use any of the coaches on the Yankees. He's got a private one, and Spencer Jones hired him. So and not only that, another extremely talented young man with a very bright future, Austin Wells.
Oh yeah, the catcher.
The catcher, Austin Wells, is in Tampa. He's not waiting until spring training. He's spending the winter at the Yankees. What the fuck you call it? Headquarters, or the where they have spring training in Tampa.
Yeah, the spring training headquarters.
Right, he's there working on his performance, which I think is very impressive, and I have to salute him for doing that. And I think others should do the same thing.
Others should follow suit.
Yeah, Anthony Volpe should go down there. Spencer Jones, I think, like Aaron Judge should stop in and give a clinic, or Juan Soto could help out. That.
Oh yeah, Juan Soto. Yep.
Yeah. Juan Soto is like the modern day Ted Williams, Rod Carew. He's a high batting average player. He hits for average, but he did hit 35 home runs for the Padres. So he's no slouch in the power department. And now that he'll be in Yankee Stadium with the short porch. He might very well hit more. You never know than 35.
You know what's gonna be funny, James?
Yeah.
If the Los Angeles Dodgers shit the bed after spending $1 billion on two players, $700 million on Ohtani, and $375 million on the new Japanese player.
Oh, Yamamoto, the pitcher.
Yeah.
Now Yamamoto, he's got elbow problems. He might need surgery.
Good.
Yamamoto, and he's
Good.
probably another one that throws too many fastballs. But they spent all that money, so how much usage are they going to get out of him for the 2024 season?
The more important question, James, is how much of the game is the TV audience going to be able to view, other than commercials, to pay excessive commercials to pay for the goddamn salaries? You watch a baseball game nowadays. I just record them and I skip through all on my remote control,
Yep.
all the commercials, because you got to pay for these fucking players. Because the you can't a middle class guy can't even bring his son or daughter or grandfather can't even bring his grandkids to the baseball game and buy him a hot dog and a soft drink for less than $200 with the tickets.
Right. Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Now,
That's not right, James.
well, I'm going to start by saying that
And then they want the ballparks for free and
well,
tax free. What are they, a church?
now the owners of these baseball franchises, Major League Baseball franchises, they always nag. They always nag the city. They nag the city to build them a new stadium. They're never happy with the stadium that's there. They're always bugging the taxpayers of the city.
We might have to move. We might have to
Yeah,
move.
if you don't build us a new stadium, we're gonna move. So they use the extortion.
Yes.
They threaten the city government and the fans that they're gonna move if they don't get a new ballpark, but they don't want to pay for it. But they have $700 million to give to Otani.
Yeah.
They have $700 million to sign people like Otani up and this Yamamoto, but they don't have money for a new ballpark.
But they got all these homeless people living on the streets.
Yeah, there's 50,000 homeless people in Los Angeles.
But they're paying Otani $700 million.
Right. Dodger Stadium is really an old park, but I don't think
So what?
the owners should badger the taxpayers to build them a new stadium. Not if they have this kind of money to buy a player like Otani and Yamamoto.
Exactly.
And getting back to scumbag owners.
You mean Brian Cashman, the manager?
Well, aside from him, I'm gonna talk about what happened to the Red Sox. The owners, I believe they have different owners, and they hired a general manager that was justifiably fired, Cham Bloom, or they call him Chaim Bloom.
Oh boy,
he was the cheapest motherfucker that you could hire for a general manager. He's much worse than Cashman ever was, and he's the reason why Xavier Bogaerts and Mookie Betts left the Red Sox, because he didn't want to pay them. He didn't want to pay them what they felt they were entitled to, their ages. So he didn't want to pay them. He didn't get anybody. He didn't get any player worth their salt, to replace Bogaerts and Betts. He was so cheap that he just didn't get anybody of quality after they left, Betts and Bogaerts. So they fired him, and the owners used Chaim Bloom as a scapegoat, like the fault was 100% Bloom's, but no. It is the owners that didn't want to put up the cash for Mookie Betts and Xavier Bogaerts. So the cheap bastard owners didn't want to spend the money. And not only that, I heard that the tickets to go to Fenway Park are very expensive, and the food is very expensive. But like they classify baseball teams, and the Red Sox were always considered like, what did they rank them like they rank them at the top, like the top American League teams in value, because the Red Sox came alive and they won a few World Series, and first with Terry Francona, who was a great manager, And now Alex Cora won a World Series, but the reason why Alex Verdugo was so anxious to come to the Yankees is because he didn't get along with Cora. Verdugo bucked heads with Cora, and Cora would get on his case. Kind of like what happened with Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson. They were buck heads all the time.
Yep.
Sometimes the chemistry doesn't work out, but Aaron Boone, he heard Aaron Boone is very kind and respectful, and the players love him and they respect him, and
Yeah.
he's not abusive or anything like that, but he fights for his team. He's very firm. He gets tough when he has to.
Yeah.
But you remember when they were all scapegoating, fire Aaron Boone? No, it's not Aaron Boone's fault. Is Aaron Boone out on the field like a play? Is he playing every position on the field? Is he at bat? No. It's fucking Cashman, and it's Hal Steinbrenner for tolerating Brian Cashman. Just because Cashman was hired by his father, and he said, well, he's just like family. Fuck that. Old man George wouldn't tolerate Brian Cashman today. It's like
Absolutely not.
he's paying super top dollar for everybody on that team. And George, he said in Tampa one time, old man Steinbrenner says, I'm paying a lot of money to have these players play for the Yankees.
Right.
And he has every right to say, what have you done for me lately? I don't care what you did in the past. And so Cashman would, like you were saying about the Jets, Cashman would say, he would sign these veteran players to long-term contracts, and he would do something really stupid by having a no trade clause with Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Which is really idiotic, because if you have a no trade clause, he's gonna sit with his thumbs up his ass.
Yep.
That's what he's gonna do.
It's like a college professor having tenure.
Having tenure, or like when I was working with Seafood, I was in the Teamsters Union, and I had this old man, we called him Old Man Vinny Insignia. He was he was with the union for a long time, and he was getting what the hell was he getting? He was getting very high amount per hour wage, and he had like 7 paid sick days a year. So he had 5 paid what we call personal holidays, where you could take any old day off and say, oh, I got to go to a wedding, and they had to give it to you, and he would take, and you get paid. So he would have that. But he didn't work. He made me do all the fucking work. He moved like a freaking slower than molasses in January.
Yeah.
He milked it, is what I'm trying to say. I told him there was a puddle out in the front. I said, before customers slip and get hurt, could you please, while I'm taking care of these customers, could you please go out and mop that puddle? He went out for 20 minutes. He's going back and forth with the mop really slow. What the fuck? Milk. Eek, 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 eek. Yeah, that's what he. Yeah, but getting back to the Jets, I guess the Hess family, is not the sole owners of the Jets anymore.
Woody Johnson.
Woody Johnson, he's British, right?
Johnson and Johnson wax, the family of wax products.
I'm glad you mentioned Johnson and Johnson. I had a return to the Amazon return counter at Whole Foods Market. I returned Johnson and Johnson wax dental floss. I had ordered a pack of them. They made the dental floss thinner than thread.
Wow.
I can't even feel the wax. Where's the wax? It was like thinner than thread. It used to be a nice,
Yeah, that can cut your gums.
yeah, it used to be a nice thick
Yeah.
dental floss with the
And
wax.
then you could work it right in there and get all that shit out.
Yeah, and you could feel the wax.
Yeah.
Nothing, and so I left a really bad review for them, and because Amazon encourages people to leave reviews, and it's like I hate when they cut corners like that. I said, you know what? I thought I was getting a high quality wax dental floss. This is bullshit for Johnson and Johnson, and they're the ones that got sued. Oh, enjoy. They're the ones that got sued for
Look at the
women,
walnuts.
for women getting.
Look at the walnuts right there, James.
Oh, it's a walnut baklava. Ooh.
And honey. And then pistachios on top. See the pistachios?
Oh,
See
there's
the green? See the green?
pistachios also.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing. Those people. Nothing like it, man. I always loved Turkish food and Middle Eastern food. But anyway, Johnson & Johnson got sued for selling talcum powder where women got ovarian cancer
Oh,
from the talcum. It was a big lawsuit
yeah.
from the talcum powder. So, any company that does that doesn't surprise me if they're going to cut corners on dental floss. Hey, this is turning out to be a really good show. Thank you, Commodore, for coming. Yeah, because we really touched upon some important subjects, and maybe we can do a little food talk. Being that.
But the Jets got to get rid of friggin' Aaron Rodgers. He's going to come back. What is he, the Messiah?
Why
Get the fuck out of New York.
Why does he have to come back? And what about the Giants? They need a transfusion too.
Mm-hmm. However, they got a nice Italian kid from New Jersey. It's a quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's young. He's
What's his name? Vitolo or something?
Something like that. He's
Tommy Vitolo.
They interviewed him, and he's a very happy-go-lucky, friendly, smiling. He's like a very pleasant kid. And
his parents, his mother and father, always come to home games.
He's probably a local kid
from New Jersey.
Yeah, like Volpe.
He lives about 15 minutes away from the Meadowlands.
Oh wow! But when the Giants had Bill Parcells as coach, Bill Parcells, yeah, and Belichick was with the Giants originally. Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah. So
so wasn't Tom Landry.
Tom Landry was with the Giants.
Frank Gifford.
Yeah, Tom Landry. Yeah, from the Dallas Cowboys.
Vince Lombardi.
Giants.
Yep, Vince Lombardi was with the Giants.
Yeah, he was high school coach of I think St. Cecilia's Catholic high school in northern New Jersey. St. Cecilia.
And then Fordham University.
He went to Fordham, and then they offered him and said, you want to be a coach, NFL coach of this rinky-dink, ragtag, whatever the hell they call them, team in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay Packers. They offered him the job.
Yeah, the Fudge Packers.
The Fudge Packers. It's a team with a big G on the side of their helmet.
Yeah.
Hence
Fudge packers.
which is not as bad as that ugly looking W on the side of the
Washington Commanders.
Commanders. Why couldn't they call them like the Washington Warriors, or pick a nice name, the Commanders. Maybe that means commander in chief or something. But they had the ugliest low budget W. It looks like a stencil, and then I refuse to call the Cleveland Guardians.
Stencil. That was like a toy that I used to have. You put the colored pens in it. Remember the 19? Oh my God! Great memories. Like right.
That's like if you took black electrical tape and you made letters with it.
Yeah.
It's like really low budget,
Get all the walnuts and pistachios out of my teeth.
Just like with the Cleveland, you have one. What's good? They call it plackers. It's It's a plastic doohickey.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Oh, you got that. This one has like a floss. Maybe that's what I should order. I should a couple of bags of those. Yeah. Oh, I want to announce that it's been.
I really like that the noodle. We'll just keep it clean on this this rated PG show. The noodle maker. Whoa! I want some noodles.
Oh, the noodle maker. You mean from Thailand?
Mm.
Oh, the noodle maker.
Mm-hmm. Oy vey, you must work faster.
Yeah, that's what they told my grandmother and grandfather when they worked in the garment industry. The garment industry. You guys go faster. You must work faster. As they rub their hands together. Yeah, I was reading about.
I wonder if the noodle maker in Thailand knows how to use the shake weight.
Maybe she does. When she scoops the food out of the whatever the hot oil, the hand motion.
Yeah, the hot oil on my head. Hey, James.
Oh yeah, the polish that wax on,
Oof.
wax off. Wax on.
Without mentioning names, we'll just say a certain establishment in Garfield, New Jersey.
Yeah, wax on, wax off. Well, you should let your goatee grow like ZZ Top.
After all,
and then you look like a Fu Manchu, with the long goatee hanging. Then you could braid it and put red ribbons on the end or whatever.
I already used the wax with staff.
Oh yeah, I've been practicing the twirl with my cold steel polypropylene.
Like a Shaolin priest.
Yeah, I was watching Matt Pastellini there, the martial arts guy, about how to work with the dowel. He uses dowels.
Yeah, that's what I use.
36-inch dowel. He says you can use it as a walking stick and a bow staff.
Yep.
And it's 1.25 inches in diameter.
Yep.
All right. He sands it nice and smooth. Then he oils it. And it's one is 18 inches, the short one, and the other one is 36 inches, which is a yard. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he shows you how devastating of a weapon the dowel can be.
Yep.
And you can also, I bet you could put one of those rubber tips on the end if you want. If somebody wanted to use it as a support cane.
Yeah. But I like what you got. The blackthorn shillelagh.
Well, the long one I got.
It's a cheap form of plastic surgery for a rhinostomy, whatever it is.
Well, let me show you. I don't know. Did I ever show you what I got from Cold Steel?
No.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get it really quick. It's a high impact polypropylene, and all right, I'm back. It can the YouTube video shows the guy shattering a cinder block with one blow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called
Whoa.
the axe head.
It's got a hook on it and everything.
Yeah, it's got the hook. It's got this.
Ouch.
It's I put that on the end.
That's beautiful.
I put that on the end. Got it from. But anyway, yeah, I use it as a barbell with my power bands,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. It's like, I kept it long because it's the right height for me. If it was somebody else, they would have to cut the end, saw the end off. But yeah, it's a very formidable weapon too, and it's similar to the cane. It has the crook. They call it the crook, and they say for support, you're supposed to have your hand on this part for support. But it's I wouldn't want to get hit with this, that's for sure.
Nope.
That's for freaking hey, even a hickory or oak dowel you wouldn't want to get clobbered with
Nope.
either, but it is either your bowels are starting to percolate or you are ready to close.
I'm ready to go to the gym.
You're ready to go to the gym and close up shop. And then I'm going to play 2 videos. One is called The Shocking Truth About Eggs and heart disease, how egg yolks, the cholesterol in egg yolks do not cause heart disease, and it is extremely high in nutritional value, the egg yolk.
Especially all the B complex vitamins.
Yeah, the essential fats and minerals, iron. They call eggs, if it's pasture raised chickens, they call it a superfood.
Yep.
But you want pasture raised, where the chicken lives like it's supposed to live, wander out there and eat a little of this, a little of that, variety. Because chickens are not vegans. Chickens are opportunistic, predatory, scavenger. They're everything. They'll eat live food. They'll eat everything. But anyway, eggs. And the second one is for a friend of mine from mainland China, very old friend. The poor woman has to get kidney dialysis. So the second video is about foods that can help repair damaged kidneys that have already incurred damage. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do too many anymore. I'm going to keep the after hours after you leave. I'm going to keep it down to maybe 1 to 2 videos, and that's it. Because coming off Saturday night, going live for 3 hours, I'm tired. I'm tired. Thank God I had Mick Von Raven with me. Oh, we got King of Dots from Cincinnati, Ohio. No cane do? No cane do. I get it. No cane do. I eat 2 eggs a day. I'm dangerous. I eat 4 eggs, but not every day. I eat eggs like every other day or every 3rd day. And the other one, I have the organic oats and fiber. All animals are carnivorous. I've seen squirrels eat tree frogs like gumdrops. You mean the squirrels sunk their buck teeth into a tree frog and started gnawing on tree frogs? What's wrong with the tree frog? Don't they know how to jump out of the way?
I like those videos you post of the bullfrogs
or
whatever from Asia.
Oh, the farm?
They eat other species.
Oh.
Like mice.
Oh, the Asian bullfrog probably gets
They eat scorpions and mice,
everything, rats,
beetles, everything.
even each other.
Did they eat a snake? Not a snake.
Yeah, snake. They're cannibalistic too. They'll eat one.
Holy
They'll eat
shit.
each other. They get to be the size of a dinner plate, and they will eat anything that fits in their mouth. They will eat, including one another. So
Wow.
bullfrogs. I mean, bullfrogs are not communal. It's every frog for himself or herself. So the same thing with baby spiders, scorpions. You know, once they're born, they're on their own. They got to skedaddle. They got to scatter because the mother, once they leave the mother's back, they're fair game. You know, they got to split. Same thing with when they have sex. The male spider and the male praying mantis and even the male scorpion. After sex, the male's got to take off because the female will turn around and try to kill the male and save the male to feed the babies. And that's why the males are like puny compared to the females. Like the only function of the males with these primitive invertebrates, the only function is really mating, because they have a short lifespan. So mating is their only function.
Yeah.
King of Dots says squirrels and wabbits.
So they got it easy, James, because when you go to a nightclub, you don't just have the function of mating. No, you get the function of paying for college for other men's offspring.
Oh yeah, if you meet an older woman who's divorced, a divorcee,
Past her prime?
like my mother used to say, a divorcee, a woman who has hit the wall, that has young children, and she's looking for a prefabricated, instant new daddy, because the father. It's not that the father is not. It's not that the father is not involved with the children, with his children's lives. Is that she uses the kids as a weapon and keeps the children from seeing their father. You know, the worst thing they can do when the relationship goes south, they fill their kids' head up with negative crap and turn them against their own father, and then they prevent the father from seeing the kids. Now, if the father's paying child support, he has a right to see his kids.
Yeah.
And not stick the responsibility to some stranger guy that you meet and you want him to be a daddy to somebody else's children.
That you just met.
Yeah, they got a lot of nerve, really. They are.
No history. What do you do for a job? Your steps. I just met you 3 seconds ago.
And my question is, after
you rent.
after the list of demands, beep 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 beep, I would say, well, what do you bring to the table?
I know.
What do you bring to the table? Oh, you're middle-aged? Okay. Oh, you have 1 or 2 young children still? They're still minors? Okay. That's a strike number 2. Yeah. What do you bring to the table? All right, King of Dots. Squirrels and rabbits must eat their droppings to get enough nutrition to survive. Fact.
Wow.
That's what they are mostly digging in for in your yard. Well, yeah, but what about all the lush green grass that rabbits, and the weeds and everything? What about all the greens that they eat? There's a lot of nutrition in green leafy plants. Why would they want to eat their own turds? Squirrels cause trouble.
Yeah, but James, not to be cynical, but Why would we want to? Why would humans want to eat Monsanto's GMOs? I'd rather eat, not to be gross, I'd rather eat an organic rabbit turd than genetically modified food from Monsanto that's going to give me cancer.
Yeah, Monsanto, Roundup, pesticide is the reason why
At least the rabbit poop. At least the rabbit poop came from grass or something.
the reason why our pollinators, the bees that are extremely important, are vanishing. They feel that it is the Monsanto Roundup pesticide. Now, King of Dot says he's paying for every electric car sold, $40,000 in total subsidies. That's tyranny. Why? First of all, why is any big business receiving subsidies?
Political payback. Because they donated to the DNC. They do the same up here in Canada.
The same thing. So that's what happens when you get the big mamu from the fat cat.
Doesn't matter what political party you're from. Whoever you pay back your friends.
So you owe favors.
So yeah,
You owe big
they're in your back pocket. Yep, you're compromised.
At least Chrysler Corporation, when they bailed out, was it Chrysler? Yeah, when they
Lee
bailed out,
Iacocca.
he paid the government back.
Yeah, the freaking Jimmy Carter. I can't wait till Jimmy Carter kicks a bucket either. Worst fucking president we ever had. That fucking bastard.
He was like a Mama Luke, he was like a Mamby Pamby, right? Namby Pamby.
Anyways, with that note, my friend, it's 6:04. I gotta go to the gym, pump some iron.
All right. I'm gonna blow the bosun's whistle to say so long. So long, like John Holmes, so long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Thank you for joining me. All right, that was the Commodore Jeff Sambello. You talking about squowy, wascoey, widdleway wabbits? Silly rabbit, grass is for kids. Elmer Fudd says, keep very, very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbit. That Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he's corrupt. He's a liar. He's a liar. And he went to Epstein's infamous resort. Oh, Bayer bought Monsanto? Yikes. He was an idealist with no ideals. Well, you have to have ideals before you can be an idealist. You have to have a plan. If you don't have a game plan, then don't make any idealistic statements unless you have a game plan. Because that's the second question people are going to have. They're going to say, well, they'll say, what is your take on this topic? And then they'll say, well, what is your plan? You know, all I know is sleepy Joe Biden, that I hear wears Depends. He better get his ass in gear and sign a bunch of new executive orders if he wants to survive in the 2024 election. You better do things like student loan forgiveness, healthcare reform, you know, single payer, Medicare for all, stack the Supreme Court with many progressives, especially after Mitch McConnell helped Donald Trump get those a couple right wingers into the Supreme Court without going through the proper process of doing so. You better. Okay, now I'm going to play those two. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Superfood. Okay. This one is the one about eggs that will lead. All right, I'll blow it out of your ass.
And heart disease that you may not know? Welcome back to Vitality Solutions, the go-to channel for unlocking the secrets to a healthier and more vibrant life. Today we are about to dive into a topic that will leave you astounded. Have you ever wondered about the relationship between eggs and heart disease? Well, buckle up because we're about to unveil some shocking truths that might just reshape your perspective. For decades, the egg debate has left us in a whirlwind of confusion. Are they good or bad for your heart? Do they spike cholesterol levels? It's time to clear the air. In today's video, we're unraveling the truth about eggs and heart disease. Research on eggs? In 1961, Ancel Keys popularized the idea that saturated fats and dietary cholesterol were the main contributors to heart disease. Despite emerging evidence challenging this narrative, it became the prevailing belief. Fast forward to today, and the conversation has taken a turn. Now, numerous doctors and scientists are questioning whether cholesterol and saturated fats are the true villains behind heart disease. In the well-known 2004 Rotterdam study, researchers discovered lower heart disease rates in those who consumed more eggs, cheese, butter, and liver, traditionally labeled as bad cholesterol foods. Surprisingly, these foods have shown potential in reducing heart calcification. Consider the French paradox, where a population indulges in butter and high-fat cheese yet experiences low heart disease levels. Astonishingly, only 50% of heart attack victims exhibit elevated cholesterol levels, implying that the other half falls within the recommended range. Intriguingly, some evidence even suggests that those with higher cholesterol might live longer. A 1992 study by American scientists found that low cholesterol was linked to increased mortality from gastrointestinal and respiratory diseases. This study followed over 100,000 healthy individuals for 15 years, revealing that those with low cholesterol were hospitalized more frequently due to infectious diseases. So, as we dive into the complex relationship between cholesterol, saturated fats, and heart health, it's essential to question the traditional narrative. The evidence suggests a more nuanced perspective, challenging long-held beliefs and prompting us to rethink what we know about heart disease risks. Similarly, a 2007 meta-analysis of 23 studies published in the BMJ discovered a concerning link: patients with low concentrations of LDL cholesterol, reduced by statin use, face a significantly higher risk of being diagnosed with cancer compared to those with higher cholesterol levels. This underscores the notion that maintaining low cholesterol isn't necessarily the best approach. There's more to consider. Now, while cholesterol itself may not be inherently harmful, problems arise when cholesterol becomes damaged or oxidized. Oxidation occurs when cholesterol particles encounter free radicals, unstable molecules generated by factors like smoking and toxic foods. This process disrupts cellular function, triggers inflammation, and contributes to various diseases. Oxidized particles are more prone to accumulate, damaging artery walls and causing plaque deposits that narrow and stiffen arteries, ultimately leading to atherosclerosis. Instead of merely focusing on cholesterol levels, we should prioritize cholesterol quality. Now, let's explore how eggs fit into this narrative. In a trial published in the Journal of Nutrition, researchers found that consuming 3 eggs per day actually improved the quality of cholesterol in overweight subjects. The researchers recruited 28 overweight or obese men following a carbohydrate-restricted diet, with 50% of them also consuming 3 eggs daily. Both groups reduced their risk of metabolic syndrome due to carbohydrate restriction. However, the egg group additionally increased their levels of HDL cholesterol, known as good cholesterol. HDL plays a crucial role in transporting excess cholesterol from the bloodstream to the liver, maintaining the body's harmony. Now, you might be wondering, what makes eggs so beneficial, and are there any caveats? Eggs can be described as a complete food, offering a comprehensive nutrient profile with essential vitamins, minerals, and micronutrients. One of their notable benefits is their high-quality protein content, containing all 9 essential amino acids crucial for muscle growth, tissue repair, and immune function. Nutrients from eggs? Eggs stand out as an exceptional source of healthy fats, encompassing both monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats crucial for brain function, hormone production, and the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Furthermore, eggs boast omega-3 fatty acids, renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties, support for brain function, and reduction of heart disease risk. The nutritional profile doesn't stop there. Eggs are a rich source of vitamins A, D, E, K, and B vitamins, contributing to healthy vision, strong bones, and proper nerve function. They also pack a punch with essential minerals like iron, zinc, and selenium, crucial for red blood cell production and immune health. As if this wasn't impressive enough, eggs emerge as one of the best natural sources of choline. Choline plays a vital role in cell membrane formation, making it particularly crucial during pregnancy for fetal brain development and preventing neural tube defects. Choline deficiency has been linked to issues such as fatty liver disease, kidney and pancreas problems, muscle deterioration, elevated homocysteine levels, and an increased risk for cardiovascular disease. Consuming eggs is an effective strategy to ensure sufficient choline intake and prevent deficiency. Moreover, eggs come armed with special antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, actively promoting eye health by safeguarding against macular degeneration and cataracts. This extensive nutrient profile in a single food item makes eggs an extraordinary addition to a balanced diet, providing a plethora of health benefits. Where is a good source for eggs? Finally, eggs boast a low glycemic index, ensuring they don't cause a spike in blood sugar levels, a crucial factor in diabetes management and overall heart health. When deciding what to eat, it's crucial to consider not just the type of food but also how it's produced. For example, eggs from pasture-raised and free-range hens are higher in omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, vitamin E, and other essential nutrients compared to eggs from caged hens. Pasture-raised hens, able to roam freely, forage for diverse foods, and engage in natural behaviors, produce eggs of superior quality and greater nutritional benefits. Conversely, caged hens, confined and fed commercial chicken feed, lack the same quality.
I'm frustrated, and it is just not what I signed up for. I'm tired of our sick care model. I'm not choosing not to participate. I got in this to help people get well. That's not what I'm seeing in the healthcare system. Why don't doctors tell you to take something as simple as magnesium instead of a stool softener, knowing that the stool softener dehydrates your bowels? Why don't doctors tell you to take D3 in the winter because you can't get it from the sun? And it radically improves the immune system and impacts your sleep. Why don't doctors tell you to change your diet? Why don't doctors tell you to focus on herbs or certain foods to heal? Why aren't you informed by your doctor that if you eat something as simple as a grapefruit every day, that it'll support blood pressure down?
Imagine a human locked in a cage, unable to eat real food or move, an environment unlikely to produce healthy offspring. The same principle applies to the eggs we consume. In 2019, a study examined how the body responds to food from animals raised under different conditions, revealing significant differences in health markers. For instance, eating caged eggs with minimal omega-3 3 may increase inflammatory markers. On the flip side, consuming pasture-raised eggs, rich in omega-3, may actually reduce inflammatory markers. You might be wondering, does it truly make that much of a difference? The resounding answer is yes. The research highlights the impact of the egg's origin on crucial health markers, emphasizing the importance of mindful food choices for optimal well-being. Researchers have firmly concluded that the way animals are raised significantly impacts the health effects on humans consuming their products. This underscores a crucial point. It's not merely a question of whether eggs are good or bad, rather, it boils down to the quality of the eggs you choose. Opting for pasture-raised and free-range eggs can decisively tip the odds in your favor. Similar trends extend to various foods. Grass-fed beef, for instance, boasts higher levels of healthy fats and lower inflammation-causing compounds compared to grain or soy-fed beef. Similarly, wild-caught fish tends to be healthier than farmed fish, often treated with antibiotics and raised in crowded conditions. Different diets and living environments result in wild-caught fish having a superior nutrient profile and fewer potential health risks. Polyunsaturated oils, like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, canola oil, grapeseed oil, and cottonseed oil, are particularly prone to oxidation due to their chemical structure, leading to inflammation and an increased risk of chronic diseases. To minimize oxidation, it's recommended to cook eggs using methods that don't require oils, such as poaching or boiling. Alternatively, consider using heat-stable oils like coconut oil, which exhibits higher resistance to oxidation. Coconut oil can withstand high heat without breaking down or emitting toxic byproducts, making it a healthy and stable cooking choice. Moreover, coconut oil contains medium-chain triglycerides, metabolized differently in the body, offering various health benefits. In conclusion, the long-standing belief that eggs are detrimental to heart health has been robustly challenged by extensive research. Studies consistently indicate that dietary cholesterol and saturated fat are not the primary culprits of heart disease. Instead, oxidation and inflammation take the spotlight. Eggs, when chosen wisely, emerge as a safe and nutrient-dense food. They provide high-quality protein, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, contributing to overall well-being. Thank you for joining us on this eye-opening journey through the shocking truths about eggs and heart disease. If you
heartbeat could be some.
Let's talk about the superfoods that are the
Okay, now the last topic for this week's show, Holistic Health Talk Show, has to do with foods that are helpful in repairing damaged kidneys, I believe. Okay. And this is dedicated to an old, long-time friend from mainland China, Tian Mei.
let's talk about the superfoods that are the best foods for the kidneys. Now, I'm not talking about preventing a kidney problem. I'm talking about if you already have kidney damage. So let's say you have this chronic kidney disease. What do you eat? That's what I want to talk about. Now, the kidney is composed of these tiny little things called nephrons, okay? Not neurons, nephrons. And a nephron is a super sophisticated, complex little filter that doesn't just filter, it regulates a lot of things in your blood. So it does filter waste, but it recycles a lot of electrolytes and hormones and minerals and vitamins and protein. So when you end up damaging these filters, you're going to have to really shift what you eat, because now you're going to have a buildup of phosphorus, potassium, sodium, with deficiencies of other nutrients as well. So you can't just eat the same thing you've been eating. I highly recommend you don't go out to dinner. You make your own foods and try to make these foods as whole as possible. I would not consume anything refined. And also, you need to understand the number one cause of kidney damage comes from having diabetes, which is a high sugar situation. So you're going to have to cut the sugar right out. And also those things that create more damage than sugar, that act like sugar, like the starches. I'm talking about maltodextrin, talking about the modified food starch and the modified cornstarch, things that are really ultra refined. So no more eating anything out of a box or a can or any quick junk foods. You're going to have to really think through what you eat, because what I'm going to show you will definitely extend your life. There are other things that can destroy the kidney as well. Drugs, medications, alcohol, especially pain medication, smoking, junk food, ultra-processed foods. And that's a combination of like the seed oils, the corn oil, the soy oil, the cottonseed oil, the canola. You need to just get rid of those. So let's start with protein, okay? What type of protein should you consume? Because you don't want to do a lot of protein. You want to do a moderate to slightly lower amounts of protein. And you really want to think with your protein, because most proteins have high amounts of phosphorus. So we don't want to overload the kidney with too much of that. And by the way, when you're doing this, always work with your doctor, because they're going to be monitoring your levels of these nutrients to make sure that they're in check. But I want to give you some other things to think with that you're not going to find usually when doing the searches on the internet. So let's start out with the lower phosphorus proteins, because that is the problem with a lot of fish. It's high in mercury, and mercury also can cause an autoimmune disease with the kidney. And the most mercury exposure is probably from fish, but fish also has selenium, or at least certain types of fish like sardines and salmon, but both of those are a bit higher in phosphorus. I would just consume them not as often as the other ones, but definitely on a regular basis. And I think out of all the fish that are the lowest in phosphorus, it's the cod fish as well as the sea bass. But I would avoid turkey, liver, like beef liver or any type of liver, because that's going to be high in phosphorus, egg yolks, okay, and nuts. Now, nuts also are loaded with this other thing called phosphates, which also can irritate the kidney and block certain nutrients that the kidneys need, like zinc and other minerals. So it's going to make it more difficult to get the nutrients that you need. So when we're talking about the kidneys, we're talking about consuming foods that have the lowest amount of toxicity. And I'm not just talking about the chemicals in the food, which are the obvious things, and the GMOs and the conventional foods, but I'm also talking about the toxicity of other things in food, like oxalates. So especially if you have kidney damage, can really tear up the kidneys. So you want to avoid things like almonds, spinach, and chocolate. Those are three big ones loaded with oxalates, and oxalates can increase inflammation of the kidneys. And we also have other things in certain foods like tannins. Like I wouldn't consume black tea, but green tea is low in tannins, so that would be fine. There's also this thing called lectins, right? Now, I believe that lectins are not a problem unless you have, gut damage or liver damage or kidney damage, or especially intestinal damage. But when you have kidney damage, probably want to eat certain things that are lower in lectins. Now, this relates to vegetables, okay? Now, the other problem with vegetables is that we have the oxalates, and then we also have their level of potassium, maybe magnesium. We don't want it to be super high. So what vegetables would be very safe to consume for someone with kidney disease? Well, number one, asparagus. Asparagus will also decrease the load of this waste, like uric acid waste, ammonia. Celery is another one that can actually decrease the uric acid, and that's also low in these other nutrients that I just mentioned. Another one that's safe would be lettuce. I'm not talking about Swiss chard or the beet greens. Those are high in oxalates, okay? So you probably want to avoid those. So we have asparagus, celery, lettuce, avocado, cucumber, garlic,
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products. It's Amazon's other company, Audible. Audible pays me $8,000 to $10,000 every single month in passive income, and I'm not the only one. People like Katrina.
Cabbage, cauliflower, and mushrooms, even though mushroom is not a vegetable. And they also create it like more of an alkaline effect. So if there's a bit more acidity that builds up, these will help neutralize that. The ones that you should probably avoid because they're high in lectins would be the eggplant, the potatoes, the beans, the grains, and like I said before, the nuts. So if you focus on the list of vegetables that are on the OK list, you'll also get a lot of antioxidants, and that's going to prevent a lot of the free radical damage that's going on in the kidneys. Another really good food to consume for advanced kidney problems would be spirulina. It's a type of algae that seems to be very good for advanced stage kidney problems. It has a lot of things. It has vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients and chlorophyll. And spirulina can actually decrease the kidney burden of its toxins, so it helps to reduce the toxicity of your urine. At the same time, helping you with anemia, which is one side effect of having kidney problems, as well as help balance the fluid retention that you see with kidney problems as well. And one additional thing I want to mention that damages the kidney is CAT scans of the kidney itself. Very unfortunately, I had to have 2 CAT scans, or maybe 3, of my kidneys for various reasons, but I had to have it done. But the problem is but that's a lot of radiation put into your kidneys, which potentially can damage the kidneys themselves. So if you have a choice between a CAT scan or an ultrasound or a CAT scan and an MRI, choose the ultrasound or the MRI, but not the CAT scan unless you absolutely need it. Now, another really good food for the kidney to decrease the toxicity is fermented foods, sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, really good for the kidneys. Make sure you get the sauerkraut, the kimchi in the refrigerated section of the grocery store, so it's raw. Also, avocados have a really interesting type of fat that's really good for the kidneys and the liver, and also that fat can help extract phytonutrients that are more fat soluble in your salad. With the next thing on the list, which is extra virgin olive oil, another really good oil for the kidney. It's anti-inflammatory, it's loaded with phytonutrients, vitamin E, virtually no phosphorus. Now, as far as hard cheeses, they're high in phosphorus, but cottage cheese, make sure it's organic because they add this modified food starch in commercial cottage cheese. So get the one that's organic, and also goat's cheese is another one that you can consume as well. That way you can get your calcium, but it comes from a food. So we want these foods that are good for the kidneys, that provide the right amount of nutrition, but not too much. I would recommend getting your nutrients from the food and not from supplementation, except for vitamin D, because it's going to be really hard to get your vitamin D. And vitamin D is going to be very important for your kidneys, because also realize that it's the kidneys that helps convert the inactive to the active vitamin D. And the liver does some of that too.
But the kidneys are very, very important. So if those kidneys are damaged,
you're going to have low vitamin D. Now, another mineral that you have to watch out for is too much sodium. And the problem with even sea salt, it has all the minerals, but it's a bit high in sodium. It's like 98% sodium. So there's another type of salt that's really good for people with kidney problems. It's called Baja Gold, which is a type of salt that is like 70% sodium chloride and the rest other minerals. So that would be a much better salt for people with kidney problems. Keep it simple. Follow this food list. I know it's boring, but I think it's going to extend your life. Try to make sure those ingredients are the highest quality, like organic, grass-fed, nothing out of a box or a can. These are the foods not to prevent a kidney problem. They're foods that if you have a kidney problem, you should focus more on. If you want to know what foods that can actually be more preventative, I would go to drberg.com and download my basic
Okay. That wraps it up for Holistic Health Talk. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. And have a safe and healthy upcoming week. Okay. This is the first show of 2024. That's right. I hope everyone's new year is off to a great start, and I hope it's definitely a better year than 2023. And knock on wood, good luck with November 2024 in the most important election that I can think of. Extremely important for democracy, the survival of democracy. So anyway, have a good one. Enjoy. Be safe.